Hey everyone, it's Evan Kirstel. Really excited about this conversation with Stephen Spalisi, VP of Service Provider Marketing and Biz Dev at VMware. Steve, how are you?
I'm great, Evan. It's nice to be here. Thank
Nice to chat with you again. And this is really timely because you have a lot going on, to say the least. Maybe give our viewers and listeners a little context into who you are and what your team does at VMware.
Sure. I lead service provider marketing within service provider and edge business unit inside of VMware. We're focused exclusively on this particular business unit is focused on service provider and edge technologies. On the provider side, we are building highly curated solutions that are really catered to service providers who are aiming to modernize their telco cloud infrastructure. Our platform is the infrastructure layer, automation, and observability, monitoring, and analytics that enable service providers, operators, telcos to be able to deploy virtual and cloud native infrastructure to be able to scale up and out their telco networks. The evolution, by the way, of this comes from NFV in previous generations. And nowadays, our customers are looking to migrate their 4G networks and rebuild 5G networks and build those in a cloud native fashion and then scale their operations in order to roll that out in a broad way.
That's great. And you and I have been in the industry collectively decades. I'm not sure, maybe even 100 years. I'm not sure, but it seems to me this is the most exciting time in our industry in telecom and wireless. What are you most excited about as we enter the latter half of this year?
Obviously, there's a lot of topics germane to our industry, things like Open RAN. Obviously, the adoption of cloud native technologies in order to deliver the new network, expansion of these networks across a variety of continents, the ability to connect these networks and share resources and unite, users and applications and improve performance, availability of those things. I think one of the most exciting things that we're involved in which it's sort of the one of our core focus areas in the portfolio, is introducing network programmability, which is giving operators the ability not only to deploy a modern infrastructure to support their network functions at scale, but also to be able to program the network just like they'd program a computer, and to be able to deliver services that are not only going to be able to provide those foundational communications for data and voice, but also new services that they can build on top of this new network and innovate and using network programmability to do that.
Yeah, that's super exciting, and we wanted to have this conversation now because we're in the dog days of August, but we have an exciting, start to the, September, back to work
Yes.
period with a VMware Explore, maybe reinitiation of a VM world,
Yep.
and you put together quite a curated set of talks and discussions and learning opportunities for communication service providers. Give us a sneak peek behind the scenes on what's been happening to put this amazing agenda together.
Well, Evan, the pandemic showed us that we have to think differently, right? Everything from the way we work and live through the last several years, but as it relates to things like engagement with customers and partners, trade shows of the past are kind of gone, right? So what we envision with VMware Explore and iterating on our history, our strong history with VMworld, VMware Explore is the new brand name of that previously well-known event in the industry. It's a new kind of event, and corporately we want to move away from that standard traditional event approach to a much more intimate approach, introducing customers into deep discussions and be able to engage on hands-on, to be able to leverage some of the tools that we have and create interactive activities for our customers and partners, um, allowing customers to engage more directly with our technical experts and our executives, as well as many thought leadership folks who will be at the event, analysts and influencers like yourself who will be around the table to really engage in discussions, dialogue, as well as experimentation at the show. So we're really, focused on creating a more curated experience as we move forward. and our customers are responding to it. It's exciting. You mentioned the sessions and the kind of themes and such. VMware Explore is a broad agenda. It's obviously got a strong element of enterprise IT. Focus areas around virtualization, cloud native modern apps, observability, all of those hot topics that our customers care about. End user computing and understanding the security opportunities that our technology portfolio provide. But for us in service provider and edge, we're actually focusing in on solving problems for telcos, solving problems for service providers and MSPs who want to deliver services on top of a faster, more capable network like a 5G network, and then also enterprise customers who want to take advantage of these services to transform how they do business. So we kind of break it up across the pillars of our portfolio and how we represent ourselves in the sessions and the topics that we bring to the table. For us on the service provider side, we're talking about modernizing the infrastructure so you can monetize it and make the operator can actually leverage it and create value from it. We're also talking with many industry experts and customers who have come to the table to be co-presenters. Folks like Stephanie Trotter from Comcast or Nicola Palmer from Verizon. We are actually engaging with Caroline Chan, who's one of the Intel folks, who's really got a seat at the table of all this great transformation with 5G core and RAN. These folks are going to be talking about how to empower connectivity and convergence through the cloud. So everything's moving to the cloud. We got to program the cloud. We got to program the network so we can get to the cloud. And so we've got these thought leaders coming, great customers, great partners who are going to talk about how to leverage these fundamental technologies that are going to transform not only today's communications, but we estimate future communications as well.
Yeah, the agenda is really a who's who of our industry. Deutsche Telekom
Yeah,
and Comcast and Singtel and Boingo Wireless. I mean, it seems
yeah,
the entire,
yeah.
landscape of folks across this telecom world is represented. And tell us more about the ecosystem, though, that VMware offers. I was surprised and really amazed to learn about all of the activities sort of under the hood that VMware has going on in telecom. There's like hundreds of different network functions that are being implemented on VMware. Most people don't realize that.
Yeah, as you look across the host of network functions that are represented in traditional provider networks, EPC and IMS, OSS, BSS functions, etc. A plethora of partners today that are actually a part of our Ready for Telco program. They're the top names in the industry, the ones that you'd expect to see, like Nokia and Ericsson, Samsung, folks like Amdocs, etc. We've got a host of vendors who are really creating great influence in the network infrastructure layer and providing the value added capabilities once our customers are modernized and they have a more agile approach to delivering the network. They're using those classical components, those traditional trusted best of breed components from the top vendors in the community. Our Ready for Telco program, as you mentioned, has well over 250 certified network functions today, both virtual network functions as well as cloud native functions. When I say virtual network, this is running in sort of the classical NFV mode, what we've sort of grown out of in the last 5 years or so. The future is cloud native. So these are cloud natively built and architected applications from those top vendors. They're providing cloud level scale and flexibility and agility as you deploy them and continue, as I said earlier, to program the network to do what you want with it. But a host of great partners, not only vendors themselves, ISVs and traditional network equipment providers, lots of ISVs across the board in the telco space. And then beyond that, into more intelligence layers and applications, which are all sort of augmenting the overall telco cloud network.
Incredible. This must have been quite a feat to bring all this together, through the pandemic over the last 6 to 9 months. What was that like?
Well, obviously, the mode of operations have changed drastically for our customers. I mean, everything is hands off, remote, and automated, and that's where it really needs to be. I think about the scale of where the future of the networks are going, if you want to be able to deploy 5G networks in new locations and in new areas and regions, you want to be able to cater to new use cases and build new services on that network. It really is going to require a vast amount, much more agility, and that's going to be powered through automation and orchestration. That's on the product side. As we start to talk to customers, we're really like slowly re-emerging and doing more face to face. But we've been operating like many other companies remotely behind a screen, right? And I think what's exciting about the VMware Explore show is we're going to get back in front of our customers in a big way, and to be able to interact with them, share our stories, our knowledge, our lessons learned over the last several years, expose them to new approaches, technologies, and techniques that they can use to improve their businesses. I got to say, as a traditional VMworld, long-standing attendee speaker for almost over a decade, dating back to my time over at EMC, I would say this is a new version of that sort of classical VM world, but it's going to be more refined. It's going to be more focused, and I think it's going to be far more interactive than the past.
Interesting. Um, you have so many, I'll show it again here, interesting sessions. Without picking your favorite child here, are there any particular sessions you're super excited about? I mean, everyone kind of is like, wow, this is fascinating, but
Well,
there's so
I
many to
have
choose
to
from.
say, on the service provider side, really eager to get folks in front of our SVP and GM, Sanjay Upal, who will be really telling the story, much of the story that I'm telling here, but really more in detail around how this portfolio can really positively affect and influence the future of telecommunications. And he's really playing the sort of modernize and then monetize story, and really doing that with a focus on the next generation of how we deploy our networks in a multi-cloud, multi-edge manner. The other one that I think is of particular interest, beyond the one I mentioned with Miriam Saran and Caroline Chan and Stephanie Trotter and Nicola Palmer, is there's another one that we're doing related to the 5G RAN roadmap. And I think that's an
Mhm.
exciting one. Rob Sony, who's our head of RAN architecture within service provider and edge, he's going to be hosting a few customers and a partner, specifically Sadayuki Abeda from NTT Docomo, Mark Rowan from Dish, and John Baker from Mavenir. And they're going to be talking about the next generation RAN roadmap and what operators should be looking at as they think through Open RAN, virtual RAN, as they look through Cloud RAN. It's going to be an exciting discussion. And I'll tell you, because these vendors and customers actually have been out in the field implementing these solutions. And I think that's different from when you talk about what you could do. You can get on a webinar, people can tell you about all what you could do. You get someone like Mark Rowan in who's actually done it, doing it. It's exciting. I mean, almost every customer we talk to is really excited and wants to know more about what Dish is doing. And this is a great opportunity for customers to sit down, listen, and learn about what Dish's lessons learned are over the last year plus. They've got their first 20,000 sites up and running, and they've been able to do that in a large scale manner using our technologies as well as many other partnering technologies in the portfolio as well as in the ecosystem. This is not make believe. This is real, and this is a live network. So our customers are going to gain great insights as they look at architecting their 5G SA networks. Dish is a plethora of lessons learned.
Yeah, I love the focus on education. Most of the sessions are, co-hosted or even moderated by real customers in the real world, which is
It's the best
always
way to go.
refreshing to escape marketing speak. Although we're both in marketing, so we know how that game is played. So so what happens next after VMware Explore? Um, do you get a vacation of like a month just to take some time off and
No
recover from?
No rest for the weary, even Evan. I have a full calendar of after the event. I have a full calendar of meetings, briefings, and we're also going to be presenting at MWC Las Vegas 2022.
Right,
So
which is September, right?
that's
So busy
right.
month.
Yeah, it's a busy month, and we've got other events that are coming up as well. We've got TM Forum, DTW in Copenhagen, and so there's just a tremendous amount of activity going into the back half of this year, and there's no shortage of enthusiasm around these topics. I mean, when we talked to, I mean, we were swamped and swarmed with customers and partners when we were at MWC Barcelona earlier this year in February. That enthusiasm is kept through the year. We did some great road shows this summer. I was in Brazil, I was in Tokyo, I did some stuff in Germany. There's all sorts of interest in what our portfolio is doing to help transform telecos into modern service providers. So there's a lot of excitement there. That's going to continue throughout the year. And these venues like VM Explore or MWC Las Vegas are going to just create opportunities for more engagement. As we look forward into February of next year, we can expect more of the same and even more enthusiasm on this topic. Every quarter we go through, Evan, is we're learning more as we build more with our customers, as our customers deploy their 5G networks. We're bringing to light more of their stories in our marketing, in our technology briefs, and our lessons learned in our sessions at events like Explore. So our customers are really excited about learning more of, as we are helping customers. No, there's no more important thing to a customer than understanding what another customer is doing, right? They don't want to be the first in. They want to know that someone else has done it and doing it. And so that's our real focus, is like a real focus on customer advocacy marketing and bringing forward the story of the customer and as much detail as we can share to give confidence to the industry to make these big steps for future improvement.
Fantastic. Well, it's great to see telecom in this era of reinvention and transformation. It's been a long time coming, and it's great to see marketing being reinvented here by you and your team, with focus on education and learning, and not just fluff and hype. So,
Exactly.
congratulations on that, and well done. I look forward to consuming all this great content.
Yeah, and that's really the value coming out of VMware Explorer, right? You have this plethora, this content catalog across disciplines and domains. Our customers are going to be able to take advantage of that and take it away with them, right? So, there's some on-demand sessions, there'll be some recorded sessions, there'll be content that'll be made available in the library, just as we've done in previous years.
Fantastic. Well, have a great trip, and have fun, and we'll catch you on Twitter.
Evan, thank you very much. I really appreciate you having me on today, and I look forward to our next chat.
Likewise. Thanks so much.
Cheers.